is Ralph Rebandt.
I have a 2.5-minute video.
Now get out of the way if you hook the
It might be tough.
Darkness has fallen on our great state. The aftermath of a turbulent administration led by Gretchen Whitmer and her elites in their mishandling of the pandemic. She locked up our economy, imprisoned our families, isolated our sick, and bankrupted our businesses while she received a full government paycheck, visited her family, and grew her own portfolio using campaign money to fly on a private jet to Florida during her own lockdown order. Citizens of Michigan grew confused, discouraged, and depressed. As a result, a broken economy and division in families, communities, and congregations are now testing the fabric of our carefully woven history. One that up until now has survived a revolution, a civil war, 2 world wars, and a host of other catastrophic events. My name is Ralph Rebandt. I am a father, grandfather, and husband. My 35 years of experience as a pastor has given me unique insight into repairing the family and healing our state. As the chaplain for the Michigan Chiefs of Police, I have been confronted with issues in our neighborhoods and participated in solutions that have benefited the citizens of Michigan. I'm honored that the Southeastern Michigan Chiefs of Police have endorsed me for governor. And as the 50th governor of the state of Michigan, I will fight for religious freedom, freedom of speech, for medical freedom, for election integrity, for the Second Amendment, and yes, I will fight for the unborn life. Our history shows that when America gets God right, integrity, honesty, liberty, and freedom follow. And that is why America is exceptional. There are those who want to destroy the rights and liberties granted to us by our Creator and confirmed in our Constitution. We cannot let that happen. I will not let that happen. As your next governor, I will stand in the gap for you. Together, let's bring the light of truth to dispel the darkness. Join me, and let's make Michigan a lighthouse to the nation.
Thank you. When you think about it, we've come a long way in the last 2 years. 2 years ago, we were all serfs under Queen Whitmer. Today, we have stood up and said enough. We've said enough of medical tyranny. We've said enough of the jab. We've said enough of the executive orders. In fact, Randy Baker, who happens to be the doctor who unlocked Michigan on October 2nd in 2020, because of his lawsuit against Governor Whitmer, he is on my team. And he has also said that he will be my chief medical officer. He is an amazing patriot. And I can't wait for all of you to meet him. But if you think about it, for the past 60 years, we have spent $22 trillion on social programs. The reason why we do that is because politicians don't know how to fix the problem. They don't even know what the problem is. And I've watched this over 35 years as a pastor, and I got tired of watching, and more money spent, and us getting nothing. In fact, we have more incarcerations, we have more broken families, we have more suicides, we have more drug addictions than we did 60 years ago, than we did 5 years ago. Friends, throwing money at social problems that are really underlining a spiritual problem, Amen. You will never fix this state.
That's right. That's right.
In fact, you will never fix this state unless you fix the city. You'll never fix the city unless you fix the neighborhood. You will never fix the neighborhood unless you fix the family. Friends, I'm running because I know how to fix the family. And I know that throwing money into poverty is not going to fix it. I know that locking somebody up for 5 years in prison and letting them out, that doesn't stop them from committing the same crime. Within 3 years, 67% are back in. Folks, we need to bring back God into our culture. I'm convinced that if we don't get God right in this next election, nothing else is going to matter. We have not only seen a slippery slope, folks, we are jumping off the edge and being pushed off the edge right now. And it's because we've removed God. I'm telling you, if you want to just rearrange the furniture on the Titanic, keep doing that. Keep doing what we're doing. You know, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. When's the last time you had a governor who had the courage to stand up to say, if we bring God back into culture, we're going to change things? I'm asking you. And that's why I'm running, folks. If you give me a chance, I can guarantee you, you're going to see people loving one another over their fences. You're going to see families restored. You're going to see a totally different outlook on the state of Michigan. And I'm convinced of that. Because as a pastor, as I said, my 35 years of experience as a pastor, I've seen God change individuals' lives. I've seen because of that and change families and bring them together. And what I said in Mackinac is true. There's not another candidate that has had 35 years of experience counseling people who are at odds with each other and bringing them together. There's not another person on that stage who knows how to unite this state. Friends, I just wanted to also throw at you, since we've had some huge endorsements recently. I don't know if you're aware, Mike Lindell has endorsed me. I've stood up against the election fraud. We also have received Abby Johnson's endorsement. Abby Johnson's the star of, or the stories about her on Unplanned. We have another big announcement coming up. Not quite President Trump, but we're getting close. That'll be out probably this week. We are really excited. And friends, I'm not waiting for 100 days to start my program. I've already mentioned I got Dr. Randy Baker. I've got people lined up for my cabinet already who have said yes. And they are so behind the message of bringing God back into culture, because we have seen what God can do. And those of you who've seen God change your lives and your family's lives, you know, yes ma'am, you know what God can do to change the culture of this state. My friends, our vision, as you see right here, is to make Michigan a lighthouse to the nation. Everybody remember Governor Whitmer's slogan?
Yeah, fix the road.
Thank you for saying that. I can't. I'm a pastor. I'm not supposed to say that. But I'll conclude with this. John Adams, our second president, said our Constitution was made for a religious and moral people.
That's right.
It's wholly inadequate for any other. And that's why you're seeing what's taking place right now before your very eyes. Our founders also, in our birth certificate, the Declaration of Independence, said this. They talked about the laws of nature and nature's God. 60 years ago, we threw out nature's God, and now we're throwing out laws of nature. As Marion stated, this whole idea of transgenderism, it's not even scientific. If you die in a car accident over the Mackinac Bridge and they find you 50 years later, they'll know if you were a boy or a girl. My friends, when you throw out God, you throw out everything. Lewis Cass, the first governor of Michigan, made a statement. It was Michigan Territory, not really a state at that point. Made a statement that I want to just repeat for you. Because I am convinced that our country, we all know this, our country was founded on Judeo-Christian principles. But Lewis Cass made this statement. He said, the fate of our republic is tied to the fate of the Christian religion. Those who reject its holy tenets, its teachings, will find themselves slaves of their own evil passions and subjects of tyrannical leaders. That was in 1842. My friends, he was right on, and we're living that today. And so I conclude with this quote from John Adams. He said, posterity, you will never know how much it costs our present generation. He wrote this to you and to me, by the way. Posterity, you will never know how much it costs this present generation to secure your liberties. I hope you make good use of them. If you don't, I shall repent in heaven that I spent half the pains to preserve it. My friends, we can turn this around. The best is yet to come. Let's make Michigan a lighthouse to the nation.
Amen.
Thank you very much.